Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace all battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty Nigeria may be blessed.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Yes. Let me start by apologizing for the late start this morning. We've had some sudden challenges that thankfully we've now overcome. We'll now commence this meeting with a rendition of the national anthem.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud symbol that truth and justice reign.
Thank you very much. Can I please ask the registrars to note the number of shareholders present and confirm that we have a quorum before we proceed?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning.
Chair. My name is Bukola James Cole. And I proceed registrars to Haldane Mccall Plc, a total of 55 shareholders present by proxy and self holding 1,908,000. Can I read again? Did you hear me?
Yes, the line is breaking. Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
Good morning, Mr.
Yes.
Chairman, esteemed directors, regulatory bodies, and distinguished shareholders. We confirm that at the beginning of this meeting, we have a total of 55 shareholders by proxy and self holding 1,646,981,020 units of shares, representing 52.75% of the company's issued share capital. With this information, we hereby confirm that a quorum has been duly formed.
Thank you very much, Bukola. Distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to the second annual general meeting of your company, Haldane Mccall Plc. The time now is 10:50 a.m. The company secretary has duly informed me that a quorum has been formed. Therefore, I have great pleasure in declaring this meeting open. We'll now start with the opening prayers. Can I please ask any of the attendees to give us the opening prayers? Is anybody offering to do that? Okay. Can Mr. Odunuga Samiat please give us the opening prayer?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The name is Odunuga Samiat Adibanke.
Thank you. Yes, proceed.
I give thanks to Almighty Allah for today's meeting, that we pick a date and we're able to gather virtually to join this meeting to discuss about the progress of our company. As we're about to start, I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to come and be with each and every one of us. Guide us in every resolution we're going to pass today. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you very much, Mrs. Samiat Odunuga. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce myself and the directors of the company participating at this meeting. My name is George Oguntade SAN. And present with me at this meeting are Mr. Edward Akinlade, GMD, Mrs. Biola Elugbaju, Executive Director, Mr. David Emulo, Executive Director, Mr. Olufemi Ojewande, Executive Director, Sir Adewale Farinu, Non-Executive Director, Princess Ifeoluwaseyi Adeshola, Non-Executive Director, Prince Samuel Oyebola, Non-Executive Director, Mr. Tobina Nnamani, Independent Non-Executive Director, Mr. Adedapo Adekoje, Independent Non-Executive Director, Mr. Bidwell Onyekusi, Independent Non-Executive Director, His Royal Majesty Nasiruddin Babatunde Akanbi, Independent Non-Executive Director, Chief Mrs. Ebele Anisobi Akala, Independent Non-Executive Director, Mrs. Olajumoke Oluwagbemiro, Independent Non-Executive Director. Our Company Secretary is represented by Prince Oyewole Olurin. We also have with us representatives of the regulatory authorities, that is, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, who is represented by Ms. Peggy Halliday. We also have with us representatives of the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Corporate Affairs Commission. I also have the pleasure of introducing our partners, starting with our registrars, Africa Prudential PLC, represented by Mrs. Bukola James Cole. We also have the representatives of the external auditors, Funsho Owoyemi and Co., duly represented by Mr. Idris Alimi, Mr. Jide Ajibola, and Mr. Tunde Mohammed. And the statutory audit committee members. One, Mr. Olojare Benga, the shareholder, Mr. Mayowa Emmanuel, the shareholder, and Mr. Adelakun Adeshola, another shareholder. Before I call upon the company secretary to read the notice convening this meeting, I wish to inform all members that the Register of Directors Holdings is available for inspection during the meeting in accordance with the provisions of Section 318, subsection 2 of the Company and Allied Matters Act. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please be reminded that this meeting is being streamed live and recorded. On that note, please note that when you want to speak, kindly indicate by a show of hand and also wait for the chairman to invite you to speak. When so invited, I urge you to please ensure that your microphone is unmuted. We will unmute it, and after speaking, it will be muted. In making your contribution, please state your name clearly and endeavor to be brief and straight to the point. It will also be most helpful if you do not repeat what has already been said by somebody else. I will now call upon the company secretary to please read the notice convening the meeting.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning.
This is the notice convening the meeting of Haldane Mccall Plc, notice of annual general meeting, second annual general meeting of Haldane Mccall Plc. Notice is hereby given that the second annual general meeting of members of Haldane Mccall Plc will be held virtually on Thursday, June 18, 2026 at 10 a.m. to transact the following businesses. Ordinary business. To lay before the meeting the audited financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2025, together with the report of the Director, Independent Auditor, Audit Committee, and Audit Committees. To declare a dividend. To re-elect Sir Wale Farinu, being eligible and has offered himself for re-election. To authorize the Director to fix the remuneration of the Auditor. To approve the remuneration of non-executive Director. To dispose the remuneration of managers. To elect stakeholders representative on the Audit Committee. To approve the appointment of TOLG advisors as Company Secretary to Haldane Mccall Plc. Other business. That pursuant to the rule of Nigerian Exchange Limited, a general mandate is given to the company to enter into recurrent transaction with related parties for the company day-to-day operations, including procurement of goods and services on normal commercial terms. To approve and authorize the raising of additional capital of 250 billion via debt instrument for the funding of the ongoing expansion program, and upon such condition to be determined at discretion of the Director, subject to any requisite regulatory approval. Note: proxy. A member entitled to attend and vote at the annual general meeting is entitled to appoint a proxy to vote instead. Proxy form should be completed with stamp duty and deposited at African Prudential PLC, number 220B Road, Ikorodu Road, Pangrove, Lagos, not later than 48 hours before the meeting. Voting by interested person in line with the rule 20 clause 8 subsection 1 of the Nigeria Stock Exchange Limited. Interested person have undertaken to ensure that proxies shall abstain from voting on resolution 6 above. Profile of directors. The profile of all directors is contained in the annual report and available on the company website www.hmkplc.com. Audit Committee. Any shareholder may nominate another shareholder for appointment to the Audit Committee by giving written notice to the company secretary at least 2 days before the AGM. Annual report. Election version of 2025 annual report, electronic version of 2025 annual report are available at www.hmkplc.com and the registrar's website www.africanprudential.com. Closure of registrar title book. The register of member and transfer book will be closed from Friday 29th May to Thursday 4th June 2025. Both days inclusive for updating the register. Virtual meeting link. The AGM will be held virtually. The virtual meeting link will be sent to shareholders electronically and made available on the company website and the registrar platform in due course. Change of address. Members are required to notify the company secretary of any change in their respective addresses. Right to ask questions. Security holders may ask questions in writing prior to the meeting. Question must be submitted to the company on or before 13th June 2026. Dividend. The dividend recommended to the director is approved. It will be payable on June 19, 2026 at the rate of 5 kobo per every 50 kobo ordinary shares, subject to withholding tax to shareholder on the register at the close of business on 28 May 2026. E-dividend. All stakeholders are advised to open bank accounts, stockbroking accounts, and CSCS account for dividend purposes. A detached e-dividend application form is attached to the annual report, dated the 25th day of May 2025 by the order of the board. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prince Olurin. Distinguished shareholders, may I please kindly seek your permission and crave your indulgence to take the chairman's statement as having been read. The chairman's statement is attached to the 2025 annual report, which has already been circulated well before this meeting. We shall therefore take the statement as read in order to give us sufficient time.
Taken as read, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I now call upon the representatives of the auditors to read the report of the auditors, which has been circulated to members together with the accounts for the year ended December 31, 2025. The auditor, please. A representative of the auditors, please.
For the year ended 31st December 2025. Opinion. We have audited the financial statement of Haldane Mccall Plc, the company, which comprises the statement of financial position as at 31st December 2025. The statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, changes in equity, statement of cash flow for the year ended, and the notes to the financial statements, including a summary of impact accounting policies. In our opinion, financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of Haldane Mccall Plc as at 31st December 2025, and the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of cash flow for the year then ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standard, the company and Allied Matters CAP C20 Law of Federation of Nigeria 2020, and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act 2011. Basis of opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with international accounting standards. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit, that statement, section of our report. We are independent of the company in accordance with the requirement of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria ICAN code and other independent requirements applicable to performing audits of financial statements in Nigeria. We have fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance with ICAN code. The AGM code is consistent with the International Ethics Standard Board for Accountants Code of Ethics, Professional Accountants, Parts A and B. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. Key audit matter. Key audit matters are those matters that in our professional judgment are of most significance in our audit of the financial statement of the current period. These matters were addressed in the content of our audit of the financial statement as a whole and informing our opinion thereon. We do not provide a separate opinion on these matters. Revenue recognition. Revenue is a significant measure of performance of the company. Our audit procedures included testing of the design, existence, and operating effectiveness of the internal control procedures implemented, as well as test of the details to ensure accurate processing of revenue transactions. We obtained and retrieved sales documents to ensure revenues were recognized in line with IFRS 15, ensuring the revenue were recognized based on performance of obligations, that is, when control over property was transferred to the customer. We performed substantive analytical procedures and investigated differences in excess of the threshold. We performed cut-off tests to ensure that revenues were recognized in the correct accounting period. Continued liability related to estimates, including costs related to litigation and claims. The company is not exposed to any form of litigation and claims from customers. The company has no ongoing litigations during the year ended 31st December 2025. Since there were no assigned litigations and claims, no proposal for complaint liability were made in the accounts. Director responsibilities for the financial statements. The directors are responsible for the preparation and fair presentation of the financial statement in accordance with IFRS and in the manner required by the Company and Other Matters Act, C20, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2020, and the FRC, that Financial Accounting Council Act of Nigeria 2011. And for such internal control as management determines necessary to enable prevention of finance that are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. In preparing the financial statement, the director is responsible for assessing the company's ability to continue as a going concern, disclosing as applicable matters related to going concern, and using the going concern basis of accounting, unless management either intends to liquidate the company or to cease operations or has no realistic alternative to do so. Other information. The directors are responsible for the other information. The other information comprises director's report, which will be obtained prior to the date of this auditor's report. Our opinion on financial statement does not cover the other information and do not express any form of assurance thereon. What are the responsibilities for the audit of financial statements? Our objectives are to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements as a whole are free from material statements, ready to fraud or error, and to issue an audit report that includes our opinion. Reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance. It's not a guarantee that an audit conducted in accordance with the ISS will always detect material statement when it exists. As part of an audit in accordance with ISS, we exercise professional judgment and maintain professional skepticism throughout the audit. We also identify and assess risk of material misstatement of the financial statement, whether due to fraud or error, design and perform audit procedures responsive to those risks, and obtain audit evidence that is sufficient and appropriate. Provide this our opinion. We obtain an understanding of internal control of the audit in order to design audit procedures that are appropriate in circumstances. We also evaluate the appropriateness of the accounting policies used in the reasonableness of the accounting estimates and related disclosures made by the directors. To conclude on the appropriateness of the director's use of the ongoing concern basis of accounting. Evaluate the overall presentation and structure and content of the statements. We communicate with those charged with programs regarding, among other matters, the scope and timing of the audit, and significant audit findings, including any significant deficiency in data control that we identify during our audit. We also provide those charged with governance. The statement that we have complied, but we have complied with the relevant ethical requirements regarding independence and to communicate with them all relationships and other matters that may reasonably be thought to bear on our independence and where applicable related safeguards. Report on other legal and regulatory requirements in accordance with the Companies and Other Matters Act C20, LFN 2020. We expressly state that 1. We have obtained all the information and explanations which to the best of our knowledge and belief were necessary for the purpose of our audit. 2. The operators have kept records of accounts so far as appears from our expedition of those books. 3. Statement of financial position and comprehensive income statements are in agreement with the books of accounts terms. Signed. FC. So we are. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your report, the auditors. The first item on the agenda is to receive the director's report and the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2025, together with the report of the auditors thereon. Distinguished shareholders, I hereby lay before you the report and accounts for the year ended December 31, 2025. You have the opportunity to ask questions regarding the report and the accounts. I and the other directors will be pleased to answer any questions that you may have on the report and the accounts before we proceed.
Mr. Chairman, sir, audit committee report, sir.
Okay, sorry. Yes. Can we please have the committee reports? Can we have the committee report?
He's muted. Please let him unmute the chairman of the audit committee.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In compliance with the provisions of Section 407 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act of 2020, we confirm that we have 1. Reviewed the scope and planning of the audit requirements. Reviewed the external auditor's management letter for the year ended 31st December 2025, as well as management's response thereon, and ascertained that the accounting and reporting policies of the company for the year ended 31st December 2025 are in accordance with legal requirements and agreed ethical practices. In our opinion, the scope and planning of the audit for the year ended 31st December 2025 were adequate, and management's response to the external auditor's findings was satisfactory. In addition, the scope, planning, and reporting of these financial statements were in compliance with the requirements of the financial reporting standards as adopted by the company. Members of the audit committee are myself, Sir Wole Farino, as chairman, Prince Samuel Olubola as vice chairman, Mr. Mayowa Emmanuel as shareholders representative, Mr. Gbenga Olowojare as shareholders representative, and Mr. Adekunle Lukman Adeshola as shareholders representatives. The report is signed by me, Sir Adewole Farino. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sir Adewole Farino. At this point, I and the other directors will now be pleased to answer any questions that you may have on the report just presented. Can I please urge shareholders asking questions that they should still go straight? Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, thank you very much. We'll now have the questioning session. Can I please urge shareholders to go straight to the point so that we don't unduly prolong this questioning session?
Mr. Chairman, can I talk, sir?
Yes, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The name
Please
is Odunuga
introduce yourself.
Samuel.
Yes.
The name is Odunuga Samuel Akadibanke. Mr. Chairman, I would like to call. Good day, Mr. Chairman, member of the board,
Yes.
regulatory authority president, my co-shareholder. Mr. Chairman, I would like to commend both management and staff of this company for this report we are considering today. Mr. Chairman, firstly, I just want to ask a question. Why do we move our meeting from physical to virtual? One. Then going to our annual report. Mr. Chairman, I have observed that from our annual report, next time, let's try to advertise our products in our annual report, because this annual report go a longer way. Everybody sees our annual report. Just use opportunity of advertising our product in our annual report, because there is no any sign of our product in our annual report. Page 13. I observed the two directors are the two directors in the audit committee. I saw the two directors are they said chairman and vice chairman. There's nothing like vice chairman in the audit committee. We're supposed to have only chairman. And also the chairman, shareholder representative, we prefer to have shareholder representative to be the chairman of audit committee in order to have the best judgment for the committee. Mr. Chairman, on that same page, I observed that the director on page 13 and 14, director attendance was stated there, while audit committee meeting was not stated. Attendance was not stated in the annual report. Please, going forward, let's have the report of the attendance of audit committee member in the annual report. And we want to know how many times the audit committee meeting sat, because we cannot even see anything like that on this annual report. Then page 15, I observed there is drop in our revenue by 38%. Our gross profit also dropped by 12%. Other income also dropped by 5%. I want to ask, what the company doing to push these our products, our services going forward? Because I observed there's some of our products, there's nothing like this the turnover in our products dropped down. And what are the challenges we are facing in the company? Because I observed one of the products, there is nothing, we did not record anything. Let me check the pages. So I will come back to that, sir. Then on page 31, I observed that there's an astronomical increase in our revenue. I want to know what is the analysis of this revenue, and what is the management doing to recover this? What strategy to recover these receivables? This is the question I'm asking. The revenue by segment, page 36. I noticed that there is no service on our service charges. There is nothing. We do not record anything. There's a lot of drop on these our service charges. What is the cause? It depends. People we are doing the services for, don't they request for our service anymore? I want to know. So page 39, admin expenses. I saw some of the expenses are on the high side. I want management to work on these expenses. Let's try to cut cost. Ensure we implement cost control and explore revenue enhancement strategies to boost our net earning. The last but not least, what is our? I want to ask: does our company have succession plan policy? If yes, how often do we review this succession plan policy? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Lastly, on the CSR, I observed that our company performed excellently well in the area of CSR, but our beneficiary, we want to know the people that are beneficiary. They are beneficiary to and to our CSR. So next time let's have the list of people that we give our donations to. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Odunuga, for the multitude of questions. Firstly, on why the meeting is being held virtually, I must apologize for that. Unfortunately, I had to travel out of the country at the time that the meeting was being scheduled. Otherwise, we would have had a physical meeting. There's nothing like seeing and meeting our shareholders face to face. So I apologize for that very profusely and hope that you will forgive me. On the several other questions that you have posed, I will ask our GMD to respond to those questions. Thank you. Yes, GMD, please.
Hello. You have asked a number of questions, which, if I want to give explanation here, will take a while. I will ask that you forward your email address to us, and we can give you a full explanation. But everything you have said, we have noted. The annual reports, for example, you wanted us in the future to make sure that we advertise. We will take that on board. The reason for having this meeting virtual today is because our chairman was not available. That is why what led us to having a virtual meeting today. And we cannot postpone the date. So today must be is set in sacrifice because of regulatory requirements. But on all the other technical questions with why our expenses is going up, why this is that, we will respond to you. Please, let's have your email address. I will respond, our FD will respond, also our auditors will respond fully. Thank you.
Thank you very much, GMD. So can I please call on Mr. Olatunji Bamidele to ask his questions, please? Mr. Olatunji Bamidele. Mr. Bamidele, are you ready? I see that you raised your hand to ask a question. Okay, if he's not ready, can I call on Mr. Ariyo Olubosun to please ask his question?
Hello, Mr. Chairman. Hello, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Permit me, sir, to stand on the existing protocol, which has earlier been established by you, sir. Thank you, sir. So I'll just go straight to the point. First and foremost, I want to join the previous speaker to commend the board and the management the result that we are showcasing today. I mean, when you look at that result, I mean, definitely the macroeconomic challenge put us to where we are today. And I want to appreciate that, notwithstanding, we are still able to push up and put profit after tax at 642,446. I think that's about 5% reduction when you compare to the previous year. I think that is commendable. That though revenue decreased by about 38%, but we are able to put measure in place to make sure that the bottom line didn't go down that much. I think I want to give kudos to the board and the management team. I also want to appreciate that we are also declaring the dividend of 5 kobo. When you compare to what we paid last year was a little higher, but I think the difficult terrain that we face, I mean, for us to even pay dividend, I think I want to commend the board and the management. Then I'll just go straight to the point concerning the chairman's statement. I want to advise, probably going forward, because we also have the MD statement. Because if you check throughout the year, throughout the 365 days that the company operated, the MD understood the terrain better than chairman. So his report will be okay for us to know that we know what the challenge that they passed through during the course of the year. Then I also want to ask, what exactly are we doing to actually grow, I mean, put stability into our revenue? When you look at our 5-year summary, revenue has not been stable. The last year, I mean, within that 5 year, the higher revenue that we declared was over 3 billion. That should be last year. Every other one has gone below. So I want to know what exactly are we doing. So probably if you are bringing more, if you are diversifying to other things, so as we can improve the top line, which I think we also help the bottom line. Then on page 4, Mr. Chairman, on page 4, sir. Mr. Chairman, are you with me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. Go on.
Yes, on page 4, I want to know. I mean, I've seen the caliber of people that actually make the board member and their profile. I want to just ask, because I saw on that page 4, I saw the image of the company secretary on the third. I want to know whether the company secretary is now a member of the board. I just want to get that clarification. Then I also want to advise, because when I was going through this report, I didn't see where the notice of AGM is being inserted in this report. The company secretary should take note of that, because your report goes a long way. So not everybody will have access to the notice, but your report is supposed to carry that notice of AGM. I couldn't find it in this report. Then I also want to ask concerning the previous speaker mentioned about the attendance at various board meetings. I think probably next time that table should be splitted out. Now we have board meeting, then we also have the various committee meetings. So we can have a proper assessment to measure the commitment of each member of the board and the various committees that they have. Because the previous speaker mentioned something about that the share, we don't have that on that table. We don't have the representative of the shareholder. I think if that table has been splitted, we will have known how many times the representative from the shareholder attended those meetings during the course of the year. I think that should be sorted out. Then I also want to ask, Mr. Chairman, in your report, you may mention about that the company was actually looking for capital to raise through bond, but that couldn't go further because due to a regulatory issue or whatever. So I want to know what exactly, I mean, are we doing? I mean, concerning that, I mean, in this 2026, are there some things we are doing differently to actually make sure we address this issue of capital injection? Then I also want to, I mean, on that now, let me stop there and give other people a chance to ask other questions. I want to say thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. My name once again is Olugosun Ariyo. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olugosun. Your comments are very well noted, and particularly with respect to the MD's statement, which you have suggested we should try and include in our report. Regarding all the various other matters that you have raised, I'll ask the GMD to respond if it's something that he can respond to immediately, or whether he will respond via email, just like he said he will do with the previous person that spoke. The GMD, please.
Thank you very much. Huh? Why are you unmuting it? My picture is not even showing. Go ahead. All right, GMD, sir.
Yes.
Let me address. Okay. Let me address some which I can take right now, but the others we will obviously communicate once we have the email address. We note your requirement that in the future we should have MD statements in the annual report. We note it's not a trend, but we will do it in the future. You talked about our revenue going up and down. It is a trend in the real estate market. When we start projects, it's not necessarily when revenue comes in. So when after we listed, we have a number of projects that was completing at that stage. So we were able to sell and revenue went up. But obviously in the last 1 year, we are in work in progress stage. So we are hoping by that this year, going next year, our revenue will improve. Also, you talked about various issues about the content of our annual reports, attendance and all of that. I'm happy to report to you going forward, we have appointed a new company secretary, which is TOLG Advisors. They are a firm of lawyers, so they will be making sure that we are up to date in our reporting requirements in terms of that going forward. So I will apologize. Finally, you talked about why have we not done our fundraising. My chairman has already talked about that. It's a work in progress. And I'm sure but before the end of this year, we will have commenced that effort. Regulatory requirements, ISO requirements, various other requirements, which we did not emphasize. We thought we are going to come into it and get the fund within a short period of time. But when we came into it, we now realize that so many work needs to be done. So, but we are hoping that before the end of this year, we will commence by way of bonds or in other way, commercial paper, by way of commercial paper, so that will be done. So please reach out to me with your email address and any other question, I will respond, please.
Thank you very much, GMD. I can see that Mr. Olatunji has his hand up to ask a question. Please proceed. Please be brief and direct, please.
Hello, my chairman.
Yes, good morning. Please proceed.
Good morning, my chairman.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Tunji Bamidele. I'm a president of professional investors across Africa.
Okay.
I'm happy to have you to join the meeting today because it's a signal of we are moving to next level. I won't be able to repeat what other people said, but my area of concern is that fine, you are started, and a lot of people that want to patronize you need your information, especially whether on the social media or on your report or other way. Please try to push it more so people will be able to benefit. A lot of people that want to benefit from it or that you want to align with you, the company can be able to do so. And secondly, we will not blame anybody much. It's a starting point. Now, I believe with all the questions people raise, there will be an amendment in future. Really, we are ready to give you honest support. But whoever that is investor relation in your office, let it network to shareholders. So many observations, many questions could be able to forward to you or to the management before the meeting that can drive us to the next level. We are ready to give support to you, and God will continue to be with you, sir. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olatunji Bamidele. Your points are germane. They've been well noted, and we'll certainly take them on board. Thank you. Yes. Is there any other shareholder who wishes to ask a question?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, please state your name.
Hello.
Please state your name.
My name is Baji Olubosun. I just want to find out whether you have rent-to-own facilities, and if you do, I want to know the various locations. Thank you.
So if we have what? So I missed that. If we have what?
Rent-to-own facilities.
Or rent-to-own facility.
Yes, and if you do, tell me the locations. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. At this point in time, that product would not have, but it's something that we are looking at for the future, and we'll certainly advertise it once it's ready. Thank you very much. Are there any further questions, distinguished ladies and gentlemen? Okay, well, thank you very much. I take it that there are no more questions. With respect to those who have asked questions, like the GMD said, we will endeavor to respond as fully as possible once we have the email addresses of the persons who have asked those questions. Thank you very much, distinguished shareholders. We'll now move on to the next agenda. Pursuant to the provisions of Section 248 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, I hereby declare that all resolutions for consideration at this meeting will be taken by poll and electronic voting, except the resolution for the election of members of the Statutory Audit Committee, which will be taken by a show of hands. I will now call upon the representative of the registrars, Mrs. Bukola James Cole, to guide us on the voting process at this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, I will now proceed to explain the procedure for casting your votes. Prior to this meeting, we received and captured the voting details of 55 shareholders by proxy and holding 1,646,981 shares, 20 shares of Haldane Mccall shares, which represents 52.75% of the company's issued share capital. You, at this point, would have received your online voting access and a personalized token, either via email or SMS. At this meeting, we will be collating the votes cast in here in addition to the proxies to get our final results. Distinguished shareholders, kindly proceed to log in using your voting link, input the token to launch you to the voting page, or refresh your screen if you've already logged in. Once we commence the voting session, the resolution under consideration will be displayed. Kindly select for to vote in favor of the resolution or against to vote against the resolution. Note that you can change your voting decision during the voting session, and the voting period selected would only last for 60 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kola. The next item on the agenda is to approve the dividend of 5 kobo per share recommended by the directors and subject to your approval at this meeting. I hereby move that a dividend of 5 kobo per share in respect of the year ended December 31, 2025 be paid to all shareholders registered in the books of the company as at the close of business on May 28, 2026. Will someone please second the motion?
My chairman, I second that motion. Olatunji Bamidele is my name.
Thank you very much. I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, we may now proceed to vote in line with your voting decision, as the voting process will now commence. Please remember we have 60 seconds for this voting session. We have less than 30 seconds to go. The button for is for a yes vote, and the button against is for a no vote. Kindly proceed to vote in line with your voting decision, as we are gradually coming to the end of this voting session. The voting session has now ended, and we have 2,142,452,070 shares voting in favor of this resolution, while we have 800 shares voting against this resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Bukola. I now declare the motion as having been unanimously carried. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the re-election of a retiring director. In accordance with the provisions of Section 285, subsection 1 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, at the annual general meeting in every subsequent year, 1/3 of the directors for the time being shall retire from office and be eligible for re-election. We have the following directors who have, by the above section 2851, retired from office. They are Chief Mrs. Ebele Akala, Prince Samuel Oyebola, Mr. Bidwell Onyekosi, and Sir Adewale Farinu. Sir Adewale Farinu, who being eligible after having worked assiduously, has presented himself for re-election. I hereby move that Sir Adewale Farinu, who is retiring by rotation and has offered himself for re-election, be and is hereby re-elected. Will someone please second this motion?
I so second, Mr. Chairman. Odunuga Samiat is the name.
Thank you very much, Mr. Odunuga. I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, the voting process will now commence. Can you proceed to vote in line with your voting decision? The voting session is ongoing. We have less than 30 seconds to go. We are gradually coming to the end of this voting session. The voting session has now ended, and we have 2,148,222,718 shares, representing approximately 100% and voting in favor of this resolution, while we have 200 shares representing approximately 0.00% and voting against this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bukola. I hereby declare the result of the voting and the motion has been unanimously carried. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors. Messrs. Funshaw, Owoyemi, and Co. have acted as auditors to the company since their last appointment.
Hello, my chairman. Point of order, man. Point of order,
Yes.
sir. The resolution we carry for the board is for single resolution. We need to have another resolution to merge it together, because that first one is for single resolution. So far we don't do it individually. So you need to have a resolution to give it a backup. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much for that comment. I respectfully move a motion to merge the two together. Can I have someone second that motion?
I so do, Mr. Chairman. Olugbosun is the name. I so do, Mr. Chairman. Olugbosun.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ario. Mr. Ario. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mr. Chairman. I so do, Mr. Chairman. I so do. Olugbosun.
Thank you very much. Can I please call on Bukola to conduct a voting process on this?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, we may now proceed to vote. The voting process can now commence. We have less than 30 seconds to go. The voting session has now ended, and we have 2,203,235,346 shares voting in favor of the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Bukola. The motion is duly carried. Yes, the next item now on the agenda is to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors. Messrs. Funshaw, Owoyemi, and Co. have acted as auditors to the company since their last appointment. The law, that is Section 361, Subsection 1 of the Company and Allied Matters Act, requires that their remuneration be fixed by the company in the general meeting or in such manner as the company in general meeting may determine. I hereby move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to fix the auditor's remuneration for the year ended December 2025. Will someone please second this motion?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning.
Bidwell, this is Bidwell. Onyakos.
Yes.
I second the motion.
Thank you very much, Bidwell. I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to please conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, the voting process will now commence. Kindly, let's proceed to vote in line with our voting decision. Distinguished shareholders, please give a few seconds. I understand we're resetting this resolution. It will be up in a few seconds. Thank you. Distinguished shareholders, you can now proceed to vote in line with your voting decision. We have less than 30 seconds to go. We are gradually coming to the end of this voting session. The voting session has now ended, and we have 2,211,334,684 shares, representing a whole 100% are voting in favor of this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bukola. I hereby declare the motion unanimously carried. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is a motion to approve the remuneration of the non-executive directors for the year 2026. I hereby move that the remuneration of directors be and is hereby approved for the year 2026. Will someone please second this motion? Will someone please second this motion? Is that Clara Oluwabumi?
Mr. Chairman, I saw second, sir. Odunuga Samiat is the name, sir.
Okay. Samiat Odunuga, thank you very much for seconding the motion. I will now call on the registrars to please conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, the voting process will now commence. Kindly proceed to vote in line with your voting decision. We have less than 30 seconds to go as the voting session is still ongoing. The voting session has now ended. And we have 2,211,052,384 shares, representing 99.99% and voting in favor of the resolution, while we have 283,000 shares, representing 0.01% and voting against the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Bukola. I hereby declare the motion as being duly carried. The next item for consideration is to disclose the remuneration of the managers. Section 238 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 require companies to disclose the remuneration of managers. You can find this provision in the annual report. Details of this are contained in the annual report. This disclosure is for information purposes only. Thank you. We'll now proceed to the next item for consideration, which is the election of members of the Audit Committee. Again, the law provides that the Audit Committee shall consist of 5 members comprising of 3 shareholders and 2 non-executive directors. The members of the Audit Committee are not entitled to remuneration and are subject to election annually. The Board of Directors have nominated Sir Adewale Farino and Princess Ifeoluwaseyi Adeshola as directors that will serve on the Audit Committee. The Company Secretary has confirmed receipt of 7 nominations, namely Mr. Olowajare Benga, Mr. Mayowa Emmanuel, Mr. Adelakun Lukman Adeshola, Mr. Olatunji Bamidele, Mr. Ojewale Oluwabumi Clara, Balogun Shamsuddin Olalekan, and Odunuga Samuel Adebanke, all of whom had expressed interest to be part of the Statutory Audit Committee. Of these 7 nominations, 4 have stepped down. So we only have 3 existing shareholders who have expressed interest to be part of the Statutory Audit Committee. I direct that voting for the shareholders representatives on the Audit Committee should be by a show of hands. By a show of hands. I will now call on the registrars to conduct the Audit Committee election.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, considering that we have just 3 shareholders for the Audit Committee, there will be no need for an election. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So from the results just displayed, the 3 shareholders nominated, those who will serve in the audit committee, are Mr. Oluwajare Benga, Mr. Mayowa Emmanuel, and Mr. Adelakun Adeshola. I hereby declare that pursuant to the provisions of Section 404, subsections 2 and 3 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, an audit committee be and is hereby constituted for the 2026 financial year with the following members. 1, Mr. Olowojare Benga, shareholder. Mr. Mayowa Emmanuel, shareholder. Mr. Adelakun Adeshola, shareholder. Sir Adewole Farino, director. And last but not least, Princess Ifeoluwaseyi Adeshola, director. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is to approve the appointment of TOLG advisors as company secretary. I hereby move a motion to approve the appointment of TOLG advisors as company secretary. Will someone please second this motion?
I do, Banji Olubosun.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olubosun. I'll now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to please conduct the voting process on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, we will now proceed to vote in line with your voting decision. Kindly remember the voting session lasts for 60 seconds. We have less than 20 seconds to go. The voting session has now ended, and we have 2,203,063,456 shares, representing a full 100% and all voting in favor of this resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Bukola. I declare the motion as unanimously carried. The next item on the agenda is a motion to a general mandate, that a general mandate be given to the company to enter into recurrent transactions with related parties for the company's day-to-day operations, including amongst others the procurement of goods and services on normal commercial terms. I hereby move that the company be given a general mandate to enter into recurrent transactions with related parties for the company's day-to-day operations, including amongst others the procurement of goods and services on normal commercial terms. Will someone please second this motion?
Banji Olubosun, I second.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olubosun. I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to please conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, we will now proceed to vote in line with our voting decision. in accordance with the corporate governance principles and to ensure transparency, related parties would abstain from these votes. We have less than 30 seconds to go. The voting session has now ended, and we have 2,242,871,441 shares, representing approximately 100% and voting in favor of this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bukola. I hereby declare that motion has been unanimously carried. The next item for consideration is to approve and authorize the raising of additional capital of 250 billion naira via debt instruments for the funding of the group's expansion program, and upon such conditions to be determined at the discretion of the directors, subject to any requisite regulatory approvals. I hereby move that additional capital of 250 billion naira via debt instruments for the funding of the group's expansion program, and upon such conditions to be determined at the discretion of the directors, subject to any requisite regulatory approvals, be approved and authorized. Will somebody please second this motion?
Banji Olugosun, I do.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olugosun. I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to please conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, the voting process will now commence. We have less than 30 seconds to go. The voting session has now ended, and we have 2,311,603,869 shares, representing approximately 100% and all voting in favor of this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bukola. I hereby declare the motion has been carried unanimously. Distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, there being no other business on the agenda, I would like to thank you very much on behalf of the board for attending this meeting and showing interest in your company's affairs. It is my pleasure to declare this meeting closed. Thank you very much. I will now please call on Mr. Olugosun to please give us the closing prayer. Mr. Olugosun. Mr. Olugosun, are you there? Eternal Rock of Ages, we thank you very much for this meeting. We thank you for making this day possible. We thank you for the seamless manner in which we have deliberated on all the affairs of our company. Eternal Rock of Ages, we pray that you will guide each and every one of us, all our shareholders, all our stakeholders. We pray that all will be well with them. We also ask, oh Lord, that you will direct all the affairs of our company, Haldane Mccall Plc, in this new year, and that our company will grow to even greater heights. In Jesus' mighty name, I have prayed. Thank you very much, and thank you all. Meeting over.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace all battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty Nigeria may